All right, working on a 2015 Kia Forte. Gonna be doing the brake pads and the rotors. So first thing you need to do is take these lug nuts off. Got my floor jack right here. Let's see, the lug nuts are, what size are these suckers? 21 millimeter. You see it right there, 21 millimeter. But I'll go through all the tools and stuff that you guys need to do this job a little bit later on at the end of the video, so stick around. Since we're doing the rotors, we have to get these screws out, all right? These screws hold on the rotor. What you need to do is get a full shanked, full tang screwdriver, and then a hammer, and then you hit the hammer on the end of the screwdriver and try to break these loose. Sometimes they're really easy, sometimes they're really not easy, and sometimes you have to drill them out to get the rotor off. But let's, I'll show you what I do to get these things off. So this is from Harbor Freight. Goes all the way through, has a metal backing, Phillips. Go right here, got a hammer. As I'm hitting the hammer, I'm turning counterclockwise. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Oh yeah, it's also a good idea to bring in some cardboard on the bottom, because when brake dust hits concrete, it stains it. Just rocking it back and forth as I hit the hammer. Comes out. Let me see if I can do it without hitting the hammer. Oh, there you go. Sometimes they're not that easy. Going behind the brake assembly, here's a caliper bolt right here. There's one right here. These are 14. Then we got to take the caliper bolt bracket off. It's right here. 17 millimeter. Another one up here. Where is it? Right here behind the brake line. 17 millimeter right there. You torque these down to 80 foot-pounds when you reinstall them. But just get a wrench and a hammer, counterclockwise, righty tighty, lefty loosey to get these off. 14 millimeter. Now to do this, hold that in place. Get a hammer. You're gonna hit up. Boom shakalaka, it's loose. Before taking this one out, hit this one on the bottom. Loosen the bottom one up first. Okay, that one's loose. Right here is the brake line. This is a brake line bolt that holds it onto the shock, the strut. I like to remove this to give me more room. And I should take everything off. Just don't forget this. It's a 10 millimeter. There's a lock washer at the end of it, so make sure you put that back on when you reassemble it. Right there. Now to get the caliper bolts, you get the caliper free. Caliper is free. Just place it up there. Take a look at one of these pads. Oh yeah, that is not good. That is not good. I'll show you what one's supposed to look like. But yeah, that's pretty bad. Yep. Rotor doesn't look too bad, but there's a groove right here at the very top it's worn into. The other side was a lot worse. Okay, then we gotta clean these caliper pins. I'll do that on a bench and I'll show you how I do that. Next thing I do is get this loose, just like I got these off. Take a 17 millimeter wrench, put it on the back, hit it up, and you'll get this caliper bracket off. I won't bore you with that. Same concept as the caliper itself. Got the caliper bracket off. It does come with new hardware for where the brake pads ride, which is right here. Right here is the hardware on the top and the bottom, right? And this is where the caliper slide pins reside. You have to take these out and clean them up if they're rusty. Get the rust off. Usually, sometimes there's a rubber seal right here. Rip that sucker off. You don't want that rubber seal right there, okay? I'll clean these up. You still see the grease from last time. What I use to coat these and put a little dab right here where the brake pads slide. Permatex Silicone Ceramic Extreme Brake Parts Lubricant. I'll put links down in the description below to all the stuff that I use. But here's the new hardware it comes with. This didn't fit very well on the other side. So I'm going to leave this original Kia hardware in place. Take my drill with the wire brush on it. Clean down there in the grooves where the brake pads ride. And then put the lubricant on and put it back. Clean this up as well. Just get some brake parts cleaner. Spray it on there. Get all that old stuff off. Apply new stuff. And put it back together. Then I'll show you guys putting the rotor on. Okay, this rotor should just come off. If it doesn't, you can get a sledgehammer, hit around here, and if you guys are replacing it and you need to get it off and you have a sledgehammer, you can hit it on the actual braking surface. What will happen is that it'll actually make an indentation in the metal, but if you're throwing it away anyways, it really doesn't matter. Okay, and this one's going to be a difficult one, huh? Nice. So the reason it does that is because it's getting bound up here, right? So you clean this up, put some anti-seize right here on the hub so it doesn't happen again. Oh yeah, look at that baby. Cross-drilled and slotted rotor, baby. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do, line up the holes with the holes for the screws. Looks like it'll go, looks like they're in the wrong place. Yeah, they're in the wrong place. Well, good going. It's right there. It's not going to line up because it's cut on the wrong side. So I guess we're not going to use the screws again. They're not necessary, I just like them because it holds the rotor in place when you're doing everything. But another cheat you can do, just put a lug nut back on. Oh yeah, before when I was banging the rotor off, the one thing you don't want to do is hit the studs for the lug nuts. So put one of those on, keeps the rotor in place when you're putting everything back together. Okay, now I'm going to bring the caliper back into place. The 17 millimeters get torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. And then bring in the caliper, but let me put that bracket back on, and I'll bring you back in. Just remember to torque those things down to 80 foot-pounds. Got everything back on. Got the rotor on. Got the brake caliper bracket back on. Torque the 17 millimeters down to 80 foot-pounds. Got to bring in the caliper itself, which is back there. Right here, right here. When you guys go look for brake pads, forget about AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Pep Boys or Quest or whatever is out there on the East Coast. Forget about Akibono as well. Bosch Quiet Cast full ceramic is the only way to go, dudes. With this brake pad and this cross-drilled and slotted rotor, night and day, brah. All right. I know you're gonna get some hate comments about this, like, "Oh no, Akebono's the best." It's not. I've driven an Akebono. It's actually very disappointing when you drive these. All right. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm full of crap, leave a comment down below. Let's get a discussion going. Tell me why you like it better. If you've ever tried these Bosch Quiet Casts. And I've run through a lot of brake pads, my friends, a lot of brake pads. So I'll put links down in the description below to this. This one for this specific vehicle is BC1543 for those of you who cannot read. But next thing to do, bring in the brake pads. They're right here. They were kind of giving me a hard time on the other side, but just put the brake pads. If you guys have gotten this far, you guys know what to do. Put the brake pads in. Sensor goes on the back. Obviously it follows the curvature of the rotor. You can see how thick this one was compared to the old one. There's a sensor. Already comes with the backing. I do not put anything on the back of this. I don't put any slop or grime or grease. Some guys do. I don't know why they like to do that. I don't. Leave it nice and dry. Came from the factory that way. So why put anything on there that's going to hinder it or make it less effective? Alright. When you guys have gotten this far, you guys can do the rest. Put these in. Put your torque the lug nuts down to about 80 to 100 foot-pounds. The reason you want to do that is because you don't want to warp the new rotor. To get the caliper back into place, the piston on the caliper, get a large C-clamp and an old brake pad. Put the old brake pad right here. Push the C-clamp back in. Watch your brake fluid reservoir when you do this. Make sure that this doesn't overfill. If it does, this will actually eat paint, and there's no way to get it off. I mean, if you get brake fluid on your paint, wash it off with water right away, but it could ruin your paint, so just beware of that. All right. Like I said, if you guys have gotten this far, you guys can figure it out. This is not hard, and you're home free right now, so I will not insult your intelligence. But if you guys can, please subscribe to Bundys Garage. It always helps me out. If you guys need anything from me at all, I'm out there. I'm here to help you guys out. You can email me at bundysgarage@gmail.com. I'll try to get back to you. I try to answer every comment that people leave on my videos, good or bad, insulting or friendly. So there you go, guys. Have a good one. As promised, here are the tools that I used. But if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. If you guys can, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. According to my analytics, only like 8% of my subscribers actually return to my videos to watch them. So if you guys subscribe, if you found this helpful, or if this has helped you save money at all, please subscribe, leave a comment. I really appreciate it. So let's run through this super quick. The gloves I was wearing, these are from Harbor Freight, 5mm Hardy gloves, large size. It was a large size. I have pretty big paws, so these fit. They fit fine for me. I have a half-inch torque wrench right here with a 21mm socket. I use that to tighten the lug nuts. Also have a 3/8 torque wrench. Here's a screwdriver I used to get the screws out. Use this to initially get the lug nuts off. Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact gun. If you guys don't have one of these and you're on the fence, don't be. Jump over the fence, dude. This thing is awesome. Love this tool. Love it. I didn't use this. I didn't use that. Didn't use the no-code charger. Got a 12 and 14mm Milwaukee wrenches. You have a 12, 14, and 17mm 3/8 sockets. Nothing to them. Icons from Harbor Freight. The Permatex Silicone Ceramic Extreme Park Brakes Lubricant. Also have the anti-seize nickel-based anti-seize right here. Great stuff. Got the Quiet Cast Bosch brakes that I used for the front. Cans of brake cleaner. 3/8 breaker bar. Didn't need this. Didn't need that either. The Chemo 3/8 electric ratchet. Amazing ratchet. I'll put links down in the description to all this that I used. 6-inch C-clamp. What I love about the C-clamp, it has this little clip that releases the bar so you can like move it pretty quickly. You don't have to sit there and spin it all day long. Just goes to where you need it, and then you can start clamping it down. And then the hammer that I used, I got this from Lowe's. But yeah, great little hammer, little. It's either a 2 or 3 pounder. I don't know, but this is what I used to hit the rotors. But yeah, great little hammer. So that's it, guys. Not a whole lot of tools to this job. Like I said, if you can, subscribe. Hopefully this has helped you guys save money, and I will talk to you guys later.